Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This morning I'm coming to you in the AM, and what I'll be doing this morning, I'm doing a well requested video. I've had a lot of subscribers ask me to would I put up a video showing how I do my cornbread dressing. Cornbread dressing, or chicken and dressing, whichever one you want to call. I done started. It's early this morning, so I'm about half sleepy. That's probably the reason I'm getting twisted up. But but let me tell you what I'll be doing this morning is a hen and dressing recipe. Old-fashioned hen and dressing recipe with some modern day twists. You know, everything can't be old-fashioned. Don't we? Had to go back to the 60s and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have like two parts of this here, two videos of this. This is gonna be the video showing you how to showing you how I make up my egg bread. That's one of a very important step in your dressing, is that you got your bread. You get your bread, your cornbread right, and then you get that. I'm using a hen. You get that broth right. You done won the battle, cause anything, all the rest of the stuff, you put it into your taste. Well, let me start off telling you what I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna probably be. This is the type meal that I use. You can use whatever meal that you use. Long time ago, they used to use stone ground meal, and that meal was kind of hard to work with. Now that's what I started out making dressing with, was stone grind meal, and then I upgraded to I'm using like a self-rising meal. This one I'm using a self-rising meal, and make sure you get white enriched meal, because they got this same brand out here got another meal. If you accidentally pick that up, it's called bolded meal, and that might not be the right name, but you'll see it on that bag. But that meal is not great to work with. Okay, and this is another important step. I always use whole buttermilk. I do not use low-fat buttermilk. I don't even think low-fat buttermilk was back in those days. It might have been, I don't know. But I always use whole buttermilk, and sometimes that can be kind of hard to find. So I'm going to be using approximately 3 cups. I have never measured this out before. I always just came in and did it because I had it in my head how to do it, but I want to try to get the measurements as close to possible, so you'll know approximately how much to use, either if you fix it more than what I'm going to repair to up the amounts that you use. But usually for the amount of dressing that I make, I think I use probably approximately 3 cups of this meal, and probably 2.5 cups of buttermilk, because I'll just be pouring it till I get the consistency where I want it to be. Okay, and right here is 5 eggs. I'm using 5 eggs. When you fixing your cornbread for your dressing, put plenty of eggs in there. That helps with the texture and everything of your cornbread, and that makes for some good dressing. So I remember my mama, I don't know if it was because we lived in the country and had plenty of eggs, or that was the amount she was making, but when I was a little girl, about 8 or 9 or 10 years old, she would have a bowl of eggs. I know it was probably at least about 8 to 10 eggs in there. I'm not really sure, but she always, and even in the morning, after we left the country, she still used a lot of eggs in her dressing. In her cornbread. Okay, and this right here is a 1/2 cup of self-rising flour. Any brand name you want to use. 1/2 cup of self-rising flour. And this here is 1/4 cup of cooking oil. You're gonna need some cooking oil. 1/4 cup of, is I got the right? No, this is sugar. You got me pulling the wrong thing. See, I can't see. This is 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a 1/4 cup of cooking oil. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna go step off the camera for a minute, and I'm gonna go over and get the bowl that I'm gonna mix it in and everything, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how I mix it up, And I got on my stove, I got my cast iron skillet heating up. But I usually fix it in the cast iron skillet, or either I fix it in a baking pan. And I got my oven turned to about 430, because I have my oven cooks a little hotter than what the temperature says on the gauge. But my 430 would probably be a regular cooking. I mean a stove that's cooking like it's supposed to probably would be 450, because it cooks it cooks about 10 degrees hotter than what it normally say on the dial. But see, I know how to work with it until I get another stove one day. Okay, so let me go off and get my pan, what I'm gonna mix this in dressing mix this cornbread up in, and then I'll come back and I'll be talking with you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and as you can see, I already have cracked my eggs. That's what I normally do, is just start to beat these eggs some, get them beat up. When you are mixing stuff, it's best to, some recipes may tell you to just put it all in there, but what I do to make sure I get everything blended in and well incorporated in, I go in stages and mix them. That way it's not hard at all to get stuff combined like it should be. So I just kind of beat my eggs and get them started. Now right over here, I got my meal. Normally when I'm fixing it, I put my meal and flour and sugar all in the same bowl. I got this little smaller bowl, too lazy to get a bigger bowl out. I've just mixed all that up in together, so when I get ready to start mixing, it's already mixed. Okay, and then I go ahead on and put my sugar in and put my oil in, and then I mix that up, get that blended in. That's one important step when you mixing like breads or mixing anything, and mixing a cake. You always want to make sure you get that stuff well incorporated in there together, well blended together. When you have blend something in a recipe, a lot of times you're gonna mess it up. And I did have those eggs at I'm gonna say room temperature. They had been sitting out for maybe about an hour or so. Okay, before I put my let me get a cup so I can, I would have been normally just pouring it, but I want to kind of show you how much I want you to get a general idea as to how much buttermilk I'm putting into this 3 cups of meal. I'm going to start out with at least a couple of them, because I'm not really sure how much I use. But if I mess up with that, if it be too, if the consistency don't be thick enough, I can always add more meal, which I normally do. And I just kind of that beat up there good. I got some major cuts on it. Okay. And I start putting my meal in. Put all of it in at one time. So I'm gonna gonna go ahead on and add this flour. Just in case, because usually I have it all mixed up in that meal. But you know, when you're doing something, trying to show something, stuff will show out on you. So I'm going to put it up in there. And kind of keep this stuff. Can you guys see? I'm trying to keep it where you guys can see what it's supposed to be looking at. You got the camera over here. Like I want to make sure they see the consistency, because down through the years, I have helped a lot of people, you know, friends and stuff, do dressing because they just, you know, they really liked it nice. And this is one of the main things that I seen that they were doing wrong, because you can fix your bread like you want to. And I usually would tell them, just go ahead on and fix up your egg bread, because nowadays people make dressing out of Jiffy Mix. I never tried that, so I can't knock it. I don't know what to say. Like I say, I believe in I believe in being creative and trying it at least. So I don't know what it would do, I mean how it would be, because I put sugar in my cornbread, in my egg bread. That helps the taste of it. Okay. I'm gonna put the last of the cornmeal in. Get that mixed up real good. And then that's when I'm gonna see whether or not I'm gonna need any more buttermilk. And I should be writing this down so I can say. Since I'm making videos, so I can just kind of tell people approximately how much of something that they're gonna need. Now you see the consistency of that bread now? I know I'm gonna need, I'm gonna finish getting it blended in, but I can tell already I'm gonna need some more buttermilk. Get me a spatula, see what's going on here. Hold this over so I let them see that that consistency. I have mine just a little looser than that, because I want it to bake up real fine, like not stiff. You don't need your cornbread too stiff. So what I'm gonna do, let's go back. I'm gonna probably add approximately another half a cup of buttermilk. Not really sure. See how much. I have to add more than that. I will see. You definitely don't want it too runny. And you definitely don't want it too thick. So that was 2.5 cups of buttermilk. Now what I usually do when I'm not doing this, when I'm just baking it to make up my cornbread, if I get it to this point and it still wasn't like I wanted, I usually would just add some water. But I want this bread to be real rich, and I'll just be doing it because you know, whatever, but I'm gonna put just a little bit more of this buttermilk. So you're probably gonna be close to almost 3 cups of buttermilk. Just kind of play it by ear. And really, you guys, that's all to it in making up your egg bread. Like I say, you can use more eggs than what I put in here. I definitely wouldn't use less. Like if I was fixing egg bread to make up dressing for the family dinner, you know, you always want it to be special and do your best. I would probably put about 8 eggs in my cornbread. Like I say, my mama used to put a ton of eggs now. I don't know if it's because we had chicken that laid a lot, but she always would say, you know, they use that, they only had that stone grind, and you got to, when you make that cornbread up, that stuff, if you don't know what you're doing, that stuff can be like you mixing up some cement. So they was always trying to get that to a happy medium with the stuff that they put in and all that. That's it, you guys. This is just the consistency that you need it at. I just say like medium. It ain't too runny, and it is not too thick. And this should bake up to a nice skillet full of cornbread. And really, it's delicious. Egg bread is, you know, egg bread is always good. So let me clean my hand. So what I'm gonna do, I got my cast iron skillet heating up over here on the stove. Could you step over here for a minute? Well, I had put it in the stove and heated it up, and it's gonna cool down now. I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna put my bread in it. You can step back over there for a minute. But I got probably about 1/4 of a cup of oil in there. You can put shortening in there like they used to do a long time ago. You can put shortening, and then I took and I sprayed my rim of it. Now this is cast iron. If you come in and think you're gonna put a teaspoon of oil in there and all that, spread that around with the grease, you're gonna have some stuck cornbread. You got to put that oil in there. That's just the way things is. If you don't, you know, sometimes if you want to go away from a recipe, you know, too much, you just might not even try to do that. Certain things you just don't get to alter it too much. But that cast iron, if you ain't got that, and I got a pretty good, my skillet is pretty good, pretty well seasoned. But you got to put some oil in there when you baking that cornbread in the oven. And see what I got my stove set on? But I start your cornbread out on 350. I'm not 350, excuse me, 450. And then if your stove work like it's supposed to, do it on 450, and I bakes it approximately 20 or 25 minutes. But I be watching it to see how it's browning. But I usually do it for that. I usually do it about 20 or 25 minutes. Now I'm fixing to I'm getting ready to get my cornbread in the you can go back over if you want to. Get my cornbread in the oven, and when I come back, the cornbread gonna be baked And then, like I said, that'll be the end of this video. And the next time you see that corn, I'll show you the cornbread. But the next time you see that cornbread, it's going to be crumbled and ready to start my dressing process. I'm going to go ahead on and end the video now, guys. But I'm going to show you the cornbread. But I'm going to go ahead on and end the video since I got so much to do. But I'm going to end it as far as saying thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you guys watching. Talk with you later. Bye. Okay, you guys, the cornbread, the egg bread is ready, finished, and I'm letting it cool for maybe about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out and get it ready to do my dressing with. But there's one little quick tip that I want to tell you guys about cooking cornbread in a cast iron skillet. When you cooking cornbread and cooking really just anything in a cast iron skillet, but especially cornbread, okay, as soon as that cornbread cool off, remove it from that skillet. This is something my mother always told me. Do not let that cornbread sit in that skillet and sweat, because moisture in a cast iron skillet is not good. It's gonna give you, she said it'll give your food an iron taste. But you know, you can't get iron from cast iron skillet. That's one of the benefits of cooking in it, but nobody likes that taste. So when your cornbread cool off, do not let it sit. Just continue to sit in that skillet and sweat where that moisture get in there, and give it that iron taste. I just thought there was one thing that I would share with y'all, because there's something my mother taught me years ago about cooking in cast iron. I cooked in a lot of cast iron, but like if you cooking pork chop or something like that, with gravy, when that pork chop and gravy got done, she told me, always remove your stuff from the skillet. Do not just let it sit there in that cast iron skillet. It would ruin your skillet, because that water and that moisture in there is not good for iron. Okay, so that's it.